Now, the Nike ReactX might look futuristic, but is it actually worth their money? Let's go ahead and check it out. Today we're breaking down whether the Nike Rejuvenate is actually a cop or a pass. So I'm telling you, by the end of this video, you'll be able to tell whether it is worth it. And also, just like a kind of breakdown of this video, I'll be telling you guys about the top 3 pros, the 2 major cons, who it is perfect for, and also some comparisons to see how they compare against other options. And if you're torn between some other everyday sneakers, slides, or whatever it may be, I'm telling you, we got that all covered at the end, so I'm telling you, you want to catch that at the end. But as always, the slides will be linked down below in that description. Now, after having these for some time, I realized that with these right here, it felt almost like I even forgot they were on my feet, which is actually quite rare. Now, I also do want to talk about a little bit about the comfortability and the overall fit, and this actually has a new ReactX foam, which is softer, more responsive, and more sustainable than previous Reacts. It also is noticeably more cushioned, but without that marshmallow sink like other soft foams. Now, this is great for long-standing hours, casual runs, or lifestyle wear. And wait until you see how they compare with something like the Ultra Boost, because I'm telling you, this does indeed kind of encompasses a sneaker in a way. So we're gonna go ahead and see at the end. And I'm telling you, you're going to be quite surprised at its results compared to those other competitors later in this video. Now that we talked about pro number 1, which was its next gen comfort, pro number 2 is basically going to be the overall design and overall breathability. And as you guys can see, just looking at it, it kind of gives that Crocs vibe. As you guys can see, I'll put a little beat roll clip. But there kind of is like those holes where you kind of fit those gibbets in the Crocs, which I kind of think maybe Nike was going for that type of feel. But I'm not gonna lie, I kind of rock with it, and I think Nike should incorporate some type of gibbets. I feel like that'll be dope for the whole sneaker culture. But on to some of the design and breathability. About this design and breathability, I gotta say that the upper features engineered mesh that is lightweight, airy, and surprisingly durable. The Rejuvenate has a sleek, futuristic silhouette with subtle branding, making them wearable for all ages. And I gotta say, this is a great summer sneaker, and it's kind of debatable whether it would be good for indoor gym activities. I personally would not wear it for, let's say, like a leg day or something where I'm gonna be using my legs heavy. But I definitely say it would be good for a chest day. Maybe you got a good little back day, arm day, because you're not really using your legs too much. Because I definitely think on like a leg day, you want that support, you want a nice grip. And although this shoe, don't get me wrong, it has nice grip, which we'll get into a little later in the video, but I definitely would not say, from at least me personally, I wouldn't advise it to be used in like a leg day scenario. Now at pro number 3, you guys, one thing I gotta say is that this shoe right here is enough to basically wear in any scenario. I know it may seem that I say that in a lot of the videos, but I gotta say the shoes that I pick on this channel to be reviewed are generally good sneakers, and are sneakers that I see doing good online and I see some good reviews about. So I'm saying, if you guys do like that type of content and want to stay 2 steps ahead of the game, I'm telling you guys, this is the perfect place. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you get notified. But some things about the versatility about this shoe I gotta tell you is that this is basically light enough for casual runs, as I was kind of touching on a little bit earlier before. It is comfy enough for errands, clean enough for work, casual fit, and they transition well from the gym to the street, especially if you're into functional minimalism. But I gotta say, versatility can only go so far. And now we're gonna go over a couple of deal breakers that may kind of touch on the needs that you need in a typical mule, I would say, or a sneaker. So first thing I'm gonna talk about is the traction issue, or it's not really an issue, but I wouldn't say it has the best traction in the world. Now, the outsole doesn't have aggressive traction. It's not ideal for wet surfaces or dynamic lateral movements. Now, for the straight line motions, I gotta say this is probably more optimal, but as I was kind of saying before, for like the more high performance days, maybe you're on your feet a lot more, maybe going for a heavy lift, heavy workout that includes your legs, I definitely wouldn't recommend it for those type of activities. Now, the second con that I do want to get into is basically like the overall sizing and the overall fit inconsistencies. Now, I'm not going to lie, when I got these right here, I did get them in a size 8, I believe, and I'm a size 11, so I'm not going to lie, it kind of works. But I definitely want to say that I did a lot of sacrificing you guys so I can get this review out to you guys real quick. So y'all hit that like button. But more onto the more fit and the more inconsistencies that I was talking about. The toe box kind of runs a little narrow for wide foot wearers, and some may need to even go up half a size for the optimal comfort. Now stick around because I'm about to give you guys an alternative if you did decide that this is not worth it for you. But I also recommend you go ahead and just see it too if you do like these slides as well, because I'm telling you guys, it is just a great sneaker inspo just to have on your wish list for this summer. Now, who is this sneaker perfect for? If you're someone that needs a daily go-to trainer that looks clean, is pretty soft on foot, and also won't break the bank, this just might be your perfect everyday sneaker. Now, some specific job careers or specific areas I can see this being perfect for is definitely college students. We always be wearing slides, Birkenstocks have been popular, Crocs, things like that, and I feel like this would be perfect. I feel like for all those, also those professionals, maybe the nurses, I don't know if nurses can wear these type of shoes, but I feel like this would be perfect for a nurse type of scenario. I also would say this is good for those sneaker lovers that just want something new, fresh, modern, and that is comfortable, because we know in this current day and age, we are on trend for where people just love comfortability. I don't know what it is about those Asics, the New Balance, but I kind of get it, I gotta say. And another group that I do want to say this would suit would be those light gym users, you guys. As I was saying before, I put a lot of emphasis that I feel like these aren't good enough for like a heavy leg day, just because you want more of a support. But if you do want to go ahead and give it a shot, I definitely recommend it. The link is always down below in the description if you do just want to check it out, check out the overall pricing. But as I was saying before, it is pretty budget friendly and it won't really hurt the bank too much. So I definitely recommend this if you have some type of interest. Now, here are some alternatives, and I don't want to call them the better alternatives, but these can be, again, as I was saying before, for the people that may not like this shoe or are just not completely bought in. But it also be for those people that also see this as a good shoe, but they just want some extra sneaker inspo. Now, the first one I'm going to talk about is the Adidas Ultra Boost Light. This is a great sneaker that has a lot more bounce. I would say it's better for running and is less breathable. Another one I want to talk about is the New Balance 327 or even the 574, which is a more trendier silhouette. It's better for people with that wide feet and it's less soft underfoot. And then the last and final one that I will recommend is the On Cloud Nova, which has a more futuristic design, more structure, and it is less plush. Now, is this Nike ReactX Rejuven8 worth it in 2025? Now, first things first, I always got to talk about how it's going to hurt your pockets. And I got to say, for under $100, I'm going to say it's really a good sneaker for its price point. I got to say it's clean, it's comfortable, and I definitely would recommend it if you say price is kind of a concern. It's not too bad. And then again, we wear sneakers on basically a daily basis, so we got to think about this. And it's something that's going to last over a long period of time. So I definitely would say in that aspect of price, it definitely converts for sure. Another thing is, if you're someone that's going to use it on like maybe a lighter day, not on those more like heavy performance days or for running, I definitely recommend it. This is very great for the everyday lifestyle, running some errands, maybe just chilling on like a chill Sunday, Saturday type of vibe. And then also, I would say this is a great sneaker because it's definitely not height focused. I'm definitely a big advocate for not staying on trend, or you can stay on trend if that's your vibe, but I definitely recommend staying true to your own style. And if this looks good to you, if it kind of catches your eye and you see like kind of picking this up for a nice fit, I definitely recommend that this is good for basically any type of scenario, any type of fit you try to put it together. Let me know in the comments, will this be a cop for you, or are you just gonna go ahead and pass by this in the mall? I am generally interested, so I can go ahead and get some future reference for some future reviews, you guys. It really helps me out to see what you guys think about what different sneakers, what different vibes I bring on the channel. And I also am replying super early to the comments, so I'm telling you guys, go ahead and leave a comment. We can go ahead and do a little debate. But go ahead and smash that like button if this was a great video, and go ahead and subscribe for more honest reviews. And if you're just like, this was a good slide, or even if it wasn't, and you want to have some just more slide inspo, go ahead and click this video for the top 10 slides that I viewed so far for 2025. I'll see you in that one.